Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friend in High Realm Places, the talk show where we get to know our top influencers of High Realm just a little bit better. I'm your host, God Forgive Me, and we have a special guest today to kick off our first show. Now, I can't do the honor of introducing this person, so my first question is going to be, can you introduce yourself as if someone else was introducing you? Go ahead.
Hey, this is Ashlanne, the community manager for High Realms. How you guys doing?
Short and sweet. I like it. It's such an honor to be able to actually be speaking with you today. Let me just kind of start off with that. Because you are just such a huge influence to the community. I just want to first off say thank you. Uh, but going on to next, we're going to go through a string of questions, some from the community, some random questions, and some about high realms. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
All right. Well, starting off with our question from the community. Winter Doctor is asking, is there going to be an Easter event? Hence why we are all bunnies right now.
Right. Honestly, I don't know. As most of you know, the team is hyper focused on the upcoming revamp. So I think right now that's kind of up in the air,
Fair
depending on
point.
how that yeah, how that goes. Yeah.
Cool, cool. Do you think there could be anything like how there was the double luck, any kind of event like that at least? Or again, it just kind of
You know what?
depends.
That's totally in the realm of possibility. If for some reason the revamp gets delayed, I could see us doing, double experience weekend or
Well, you
a
just
couple
made my
days
day
of
with
it.
just saying that.
I
I mean,
same.
I'll take any XP.
Mhm.
Great, great stuff. Uh, Speaking of, great things about high realms, what's your favorite high realm memory?
I don't think I can pick just one, but most recently, the Bunny Brigade. Funny enough that we're dressed as bunnies, but that was a fun couple days of just multiple people changing into bunny outfits and running around the Citadel and the marketplace and just being goofy.
Oh, absolutely. There's no
Yeah,
shortage of goofiness in this community, that's for sure.
very true.
Would you say there's
Uh,
any specific, like, I guess, outfit of a bunny that you find the most humorous so far?
Aaron as Farina was pretty cute. I
That
really
was very
liked
cute.
that.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And then my friend Kane Arcanis put on the scary bunny and was chasing us around, and that was pretty hilarious.
I love that short that you posted, by the way, and that outfit. It reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's, which I'm pretty sure
Yes,
that's where that is inspired from because I'm a
I
huge
think
Five
so.
Nights at Freddy's fan as well. So I saw that and I just like nerd all over it. I
When
got
I
so
was
geeky.
uploading that when I was uploading that video, I got a copyright notice. They're like, "We're not going to take this down, but if you ever monetize, you can't monetize on this video." I'm like, "I don't care. It's too funny."
That is awesome. That's everything. Like everything I post, it's like, oh, copyright. I'm like, okay, fine.
Right. Normally, I'm really careful, but I don't really care about a 10-second short.
Right, right. Oh, that's awesome. Going on to the next part, being the High Realms community manager, what do you like most about your job?
So most of you don't know this, but my job doesn't just involve High Realms. I'm also community manager for another Roblox game, DV's first game, Spirit Guides, that came out in 2023. But on top of that, I project manage a couple other non-Roblox projects. And I say all that just to say my favorite thing really is hanging out with the High Realms community. I really enjoy, chatting on Discord or running around the game being silly, handing out blogs. But just being a part of this community is amazing.
I absolutely agree. And, it's great that you brought up Spirit Guides as well because there's a lot of crossover, it seems, about people that played Spirit Guides also play High Realms. Do you think that's true?
Mhm. I totally think that's true. I think a lot of our players that stuck around through all of Spirit Guide's, ups and downs came over. Um, and then those that didn't want to know, well, what is a Farlight crystal? Where did that come from? And, you know, things of that nature. So,
Yeah, I will admit that I got some of my inspiration, even like the image of what the Farlight crystal would look like before it shattered in like the High Realms lore video was
mhm,
actually stolen from Spirit Guides because there's obviously a link between those two, which
mhm.
hopefully get to explore more in the future.
Yeah, total. I really hope so. I would love to see. I mean, we already have one NPC crossover. The Bard
Yep.
NPC is the same Bard from Spirit Guides. So I would really enjoy that. And just some more lore, I think. connecting the two worlds would be cool.
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned that because as I was kind of working towards like a possible second lore video, really connecting the spirit guides connection, that was my main point of proof that those are connected between worlds is because of the bard.
Yep, yep, 100%.
Very cool. Um, Back to a community question. Butter is awesome asks, "Do you work for the FBI?"
I think that might be classified information.
Spoken like a true FBI agent. It's one of those things where I guess if you told him, you'd have to kill him.
Exactly, exactly.
Um, so I mean, we've kind of already talked about the High Realm community and what you kind of like most about it, but outside of the High Realm community, what would you say is your three most influential people in your life that have impacted you?
Such a hard question. And I'm going to cheat and I'm going to lump the first two into one person
Okay,
because I'm going to say my dad and my stepmom.
fair
They're a
enough.
unit, so they're one person, right?
That is true.
um, but I wouldn't be the person I am today without them, obviously. I wouldn't be the parent I am without them,
How often do you
100%.
Well, how often do you use like a verbiage like being a parent and then you're like, oh my God, that's my parents coming out of my mouth.
Oh, it's always my mom.
Oh, is it?
Always. Yes, always. I mean, even typing to the community, I was like, "Oh, I just became my mom." Just
Yeah, I
oh,
can absolutely like join you in that sentiment because I can do certain things and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a parent mode right there. That's the dad in me coming out. And
yep.
I just love also watching with my children, like which ones do they emulate from time to time, and then figuring
Mhm.
out some things were like, where did this come from? Like my daughter had this like finger wave thing when she was like, actually, and I was like, where did this come from? Because me and my wife don't really argue that often. And then one day we were arguing and she threw out the finger and I was like, oh, time out. And like they completely ended the argument because I'm like, it's you. She's emulating me.
Funny.
So it was just funny. Um,
Speaking of daughters, the second and third would be my daughters. I have two daughters.
oh,
They're
God
both
bless.
they're both grown adults now, but yes, a very big influence on my life.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, Lord knows our kids rub on us in all the right ways and make us try to
Yeah.
push us be better versions of ourselves.
And teach you how to deal with the community.
There might be some similarities there, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Uh,
Um, Back to a community question. Crystal asks, "What's your favorite mob in High Realms and why?"
Pink slimes.
Okay.
Because they're pink. I love pink, and I begged and begged and begged Evie to add pink slimes, and I was so excited when he did.
How much
Such a
of a
sucker.
push was that? Like,
Oh no, he was like, yeah, we'll do it. So it wasn't too hard.
no, that's good. I mean, it was obviously, in my opinion, like a great addition. It was a very easy transition to add to the game, and really greatly added a layer element because farming slimes was just like, okay, you sit there and you just AFK and kill them just with a slime sword. That can't happen anymore.
Yeah, yeah, you have to be more careful, especially if you're up there by the cherry trees.
Yup, absolutely. And those ancient slimes, even if you kill them fast enough, they push you around.
Yeah, they do knock back.
But very cool. Good choice. And I feel like there's a pink theme usually running in most of your avatars that I see.
That's right. Yeah, I do love pink. I do.
Is there any specific reason for that?
I don't know. Maybe just being a girl mom. Um, you know,
There's just pink everywhere.
but yeah, just pink everywhere.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So then back to High Realms, and we kind of talked about AFKing slimes, which is generally considered the first mob. What advice would you give a new player who's playing High Realms for the first time?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't beg. Don't be a beggar because, veteran players aren't a fan. But don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask where something is. Ask how to craft something. And I also go with the tutorial, at least until you get your copper tools, because it really does teach you the flow of the game. That's my advice.
That's good advice. And speaking of the tutorial, do we know if they plan on adding any additional rewards for completing it? Like maybe possibly like a future badge or anything like that?
Sure, that's a good idea, though. I mean, especially with the revamp coming. I'm gonna steal that.
Sweet. The one time I've told you something, we're not like putting the suggestions. Um, so going back to the questions here, what is the most important lesson you've learned in your career so far?
Things can change in an instant. Like, never get too comfortable.
Oh.
And I think that's, I've worked in this industry for over 20 years and not consistently through the 20 years, but I've had breaks of other positions and jobs. But like the gaming industry it can just change just like that. One day things are going well and the next they're not.
Hmm.
So, yeah, just be flexible.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to do that, especially right now, like you said, with the gaming community being very volatile. Like you're seeing how many, especially big studios, are just suddenly just mass layoffs.
Yep. Yeah, I experienced one quite a few years ago.
Oh,
And yeah, it's stressful, but it's life.
yeah, yeah. And in the end, you're still getting a chance to do what you love and do, and that's the main important thing, right?
Exactly.
Great. And back to the community question, there's kind of two here back to back from this person. It's Quiddles asks, "What's your favorite food, tree, and animal?"
Now, I really hope that they're not asking me what my favorite food, tree, and animal are in is that a meal? Like,
That's right. I kind of like,
like
and this is copy and pasting it, so I'm like, I'm guessing that's supposed to be three parts food, tree, and animal. Or I guess you could say a food tree, like an apple or orange, maybe. I don't know.
maybe. But I took it for what's my favorite food, what's my favorite tree, and what's my favorite animal.
Let's roll with
And
it.
for food, pizza. Like it's like universal. I'll never turn down pizza.
Well, now that
And
brings up a
then
debate, though. What
oh,
toppings?
okay. What toppings?
Yep,
My go-to is probably chicken and olives. That's
chicken and
probably weird, huh?
olives.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe some mushrooms too.
Ooh, love me some mushrooms on pizza. Then and then of
For
course the debate question
tree.
though. What? I'm sorry,
Oh,
one more. The debate question
okay.
though. Pineapples on pizza, yes or no?
I don't hate it, but it's not my choice. Like
Uh,
if I'm ordering, I'm not going to order it that way.
But if someone
I
else
won't
ordered it and it was on there, you'd eat it though.
totally. I
Okay.
would eat it.
I would share that same exact sentiment. I'm like, I'm never gonna order it on my own pizza, but if I'm at a party or something and that's the pizza that's left, I'm not gonna mind grabbing a slice.
Exactly. Yeah. We're not picky.
But I'm sorry, I've cut you off enough. Now the rest of your answers.
For my favorite tree, I love cherry blossoms. They're just so pretty, and I hope we
Mm,
add them to the game for real. I know we did a little kind of teaser with uh the lunar event with the cherry blossoms on the ground, but
mm-hmm.
I want big trees. But I like those, and again, they're pink, so that shouldn't surprise people. For
Shocker.
my favorite animal, horses. I grew up around them. They're just they're so much fun. They're so therapeutic. You can't have a bad day on the back of a horse.
Okay, so you did some equestrian yourself.
Yeah, as a child, probably till he was like 18, 19.
Great. Horses are a great choice there. I think a lot of people would kind of share like how majestic they can be. It's Quiddles also asked, "What's your top five favorite items in High Realms?"
All right, I'm sure that people are gonna be able to guess these before I say them, but Jelly Blade,
I wonder
the
why.
pink slime, the pink slime mob block, the pink slime blocks. Because before pink slime came out, the slime blocks were my favorite. I love that you can jump on them. And then my block, of course. And then I really liked all of the heart blocks that we did for Valentine's Day. Those were super cute.
Those were super cute. Little tricky to get in the beginning though.
Yes, took a bit.
Okay, so then now back to a non-High Realms question. Who has been your most important professional mentor?
This was a tough question because I there were two people I was debating on, but I'm gonna go with the second, which would be DV,
What's up, everyone? It's DV.
because I wouldn't be able to continue my career without him. Um, and he's just been a great help to me. I really look up to him.
No, that's a great mentor. I mean, I don't think there's anybody here that isn't a huge fan of him. I know I have like right next to my computer right now, I have his little stuffed animal or his plushie.
His plush,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, I do love when I see people do like funny things with them as well, whether it be making them memes or just putting them in funny positions. I
Yeah.
know I've seen does has actually like put them in like girls' clothing.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's great that you bring up DV because that brings up to the next question. Preslin has asked, how did you meet DV and how did you end up working together?
Known DV for a very, very long time. The very first gaming company I ever worked at, he also worked there. So that's how we met. And then about almost 3 years ago, I got laid off from another job, totally separate from that one. And I, did the whole networking, Facebook, anybody hiring, anybody have any leads, here's my skill set. And he immediately reached out to me like, call me. Here's my number. And we got on a call and he's like, this is what I'm looking at. I've actually been wanting to bring you into my company for years. So yeah, that's how we ended up working together in this capacity.
That's
So
awesome. How like the stars kind of aligned to bring you guys together, and
mhm,
DV
yeah.
jumping at that opportunity because obviously you've been a great addition since look how well the community is going and how quick you're able to get everyone engaged. So a great testament to your skills.
I appreciate that.
So if you could add anything to High Realms, what would it be? Considering there's this revamp coming, what other suggestions that you could put out there that you're like, hey, DV, this is coming in there whether you like it or not?
Coffee. I want a coffee plant. I want to be able to farm coffee. I want coffee recipes. I want a coffee fountain. No, that's probably too far, but coffee. I mean, I know we have the mugs and they could be whatever hot beverage you want. I get that, but I want real coffee.
No, I think that'd be a cool plan to add, just for the simple fact of like you could maybe craft coffee, and then you can actually
Uh-huh.
have an action of like you're holding a mug and drinking it, and then
Yes.
and it could give you like a speed boost on top of it. That would be cool.
Yes. Want that.
So DV, if you're
Love that.
listening, write that down.
Write it down. Get it done.
So, really good question because I thought this would be interesting. Knowing that your job is to work with a community of people and being really a social kind of person, but are you yourself personally an introvert or an extrovert?
Introverted, but I pretend to be extroverted. If that makes sense. Um, like I love staying at home. It's too peoply out there. But online, I'm okay. I'm okay with being extroverted on the internet.
See, it's funny because I've known people just like that where if you have them like give them the option, they'll just stay at home. But the second you like it's like pulling teeth, you get them out, and once you get them out, they're the life of the party.
Yep, yeah. That's pretty close description of me.
Can you guess which one I am?
I'm gonna say you're extroverted.
I'm very extroverted. I'm the kind of person that you could put me in a room full of strangers, I'll be talking to all of them by the end of the night.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, you brought up Aaron earlier. Aaron did have some follow-up questions as well. First, she asks, is Farina awesome?
Well, Aaron, Farina is awesome for you, and I love that for you.
For you, it's great. Which then brings up to her follow-up question. Is Farina the queen of High Realms game or the Discord server?
I think that Farina might be Aaron's queen, but I'm the queen of our High Realm server.
And you know what? There was an actual vote for that. So I think that's actually official.
I see. Okay.
I think weren't you
Well,
the
there you go.
chancellor? I think that's what the official title was.
Yes, that was I think Thunder doing that. Yes, I remember.
Now, I know you mentioned your favorite color is pink, but do you think, other than just being a girl mom, like, do you think there's anything that says something special about you for liking pink so much?
Wait, when you said what's your favorite color, when you sent me that question ahead of time, I actually put green because I do love green. But
Ooh.
then pink is like also my favorite color. And then I was like, I think that means that the movie Wicked was made for me because,
Because you got both.
I got pink and green. Pink goes well with green.
So then, I know we talked about the pink being because of the girl mom thing, but why do you think green is also one of your favorite colors?
I'm not really sure. It's just a color I've always liked,
Mm.
especially like a Kelly green or like a forest green, more
Oh
the
yeah.
darker colors. I don't know. Just it vibes well with me.
I was gonna say too because green is also my own favorite color, but I know exactly why it's my favorite color. And
Okay.
this is gonna date me a little bit, but I grew up love watching Power Rangers when I was little, and the
Okay.
Green Ranger Tommy was like everything. Like when he
Okay.
came on the scene, I was like, that's the man right there.
I, I see. I see.
So we brought up the revamp a little bit. Can you tell us anything about the upcoming revamp? Any spoiler alerts?
I mean, everybody knows we're getting the Arctic realm with the revamp.
Very
There's
cool.
also another little area, a new area that we're getting. And I got to walk through that last Friday. Our team meets weekly, like officially, like we're talking right now. We get on a call every week, and we were walking through stuff, and it is like I was so blown away. I really hope that everybody gets just as blown away as I do. But the job that they've done so far already is just phenomenal. That's
That's
what I can tell you.
awesome.
It's going to be amazing.
So it's A, it's gonna be amazing, and B, we're getting two realms, not just one. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
That's awesome. Well, if you could recommend three movies to your listeners and everybody listening in now, what would they be and why?
Okay, first, I've already brought this up, but you have to see Wicked. If you haven't, it's life changing.
Fair
Just
enough.
get, watch it. And it's free on one of the streaming services now has it that you don't have to pay extra for it. I can't remember which one. Um, and then my all-time favorite movie, the book also is my favorite book, is Gone with the Wind. And I'm pretty sure that's not going to hit well with our audience, but it's a great movie. And
It's a
then
classic.
lastly, another classic, Still Magnolias, great cry movie.
Very good. That's quite the spectrum that you just covered too. Like there's
I
not
know.
really a running theme of that really whatsoever.
I know. I got a musical, a historical drama, and a chick flick.
Very cool. Well, hey, that gives our listeners plenty to pick from. So, really kind of promoting yourself here, where can listeners find you? What channels do you have and what videos do you generally do?
So you can find me on YouTube if you search up Ashling Barefoot, no space. That barefoot comes from my old EverQuest days when, yeah, back when there were hobbits everywhere.
Nice.
Uh, but I've had that name a long time. But you can also find me on Twitter or X. I can't remember what my handle is on there. It might be Ashling. Uh, and yeah, on YouTube, I strictly pretty much do High Realms videos. With Spirit Guides updates, I have done a video or two on that. But I stream every Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I do giveaways every Friday. And then I have a series called The Creation of the Week where I tour players' islands. And I get to go behind the build and see what their inspiration was and check out their islands.
Very cool. Now, speaking that, since you brought that up, because that's one of my favorite series that you do, getting to check out how creative this community is, and it just blows me away with what they can do with the whole huge island that we have at our disposal, and just making just the most amazing creations. One thing that gets overlooked is your own island. We only generally get to see it from time to time when you're either doing a video or a live stream. I was thinking, would this be a cool opportunity? Could we go and visit your island and go ahead and have you kind of give us a tour?
Yeah, let's do that. All
Cool.
right,
All right, let's jump on in.
let me go home. Right. Yeah, I don't think I've ever done a real official tour of my island.
That's why I thought this would be a great idea.
Oh, we're little bunnies.
Yay.
So I have underlings, obviously pumpkin and watermelon mostly. I do keep my pie supply running with my two strawberry underlings. But this is my ash bucks. If you know me, you know coffee's my thing. So I have my own coffee house here.
Very cool. I'm going to kind of check it out here.
Yeah. And then, the baristas have to live on site. So they
That's
get their middle.
no slavery here whatsoever. Oh, look at the kitchen though. And look at so much
Yeah.
coffee. They gotta drink up, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh wow, this is very well made. Look at this. You got a little storage room.
Yeah, this was the second house I made, and the first one is obviously the one like at the old spawn point, which is
Mm-hmm.
I think I might eventually take it down. I don't know. But yeah. And
This is
then this is
so
the
cool.
restaurant side of the
Oh, this
same
looks so
room.
cool.
Starbucks has like the that kind of coffee shop vibe where there's
Hmm.
not bookshelves, but there should be.
I love how it's got the trap door here. Like, nope, no customers behind the table.
For a while, I had an underling back here pretending he was the barista,
Oh, that is so good.
but it was taking up a space.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. And plus, let's be honest, they kind of look like they're like sitting there, like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, there's a jump scare block at the end of that.
Oh, you know what's funny
Sorry.
is I should have remembered this because I found this at one of your live streams before. Oh, that's so
Yeah,
good. Well, good thing is I have my volume turned down, so no one's gonna hear it.
yeah. That's one of my favorite things is when I'm doing a creation of the week and they get me with one, and you actually hear my. But up top, oh, actually, I think can you get up top from inside? Oh yeah, you can go up top from inside. And there's like a little. I set this up for a live stream
Oh
when
my
cooking went in game.
goodness.
It's sort of my own Benihanas.
Yeah, it's like a little hibachi type of grill. I like this. Benihana's, yeah,
Yeah,
this is awesome.
actually, my friend built this for me. So
Now I expect like the the onion volcano, that's what I'm expecting from this.
if we have onions in the game, I'll have to ask. But yeah, this is my little. This is where I cook.
Very nice, very nice.
Yep. And then there's a jacuzzi over here.
Ooh, fancy. There's electricity though. I don't know if that's safe.
That's my Buzz gave me that idea. That's to keep the bugs away.
Oh, it's the zapper.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's a zapper.
Okay. All right. As long as the zapper doesn't fall into the hot tub, we're
Right.
fine.
You don't want to get bit by mosquitoes when you're lounging in the pool. This is my little jump pad. Actually, when it was green, it looked like a VHS tape. That's
It
dating myself
does,
a
yeah.
lot, but
For those of you that don't know, that's what we used to watch videos on.
exactly. Yeah. Oh, this heart I created for around Valentine's Day, but Allie on Discord challenged me to do a Wicked build, so I did pink and
That's
green.
right. Let's see here.
Oh, and then this was the original house I made. There's nothing there. It's just tiny. And it could be better.
There's Chill Mula in here.
Yes, there's chumel all over my island. I've done a challenge for people. I'll give you a prize for my price chest if you find a chilmula block.
That's actually a really
If-
good idea. I might have to steal that.
I started it with my blocks, but then they found all those hiding spots, and I didn't want to move them. It's my little dance floor.
Oh,
I
this is
liked I like
cool.
designing it like to save on block count. Like if I want to do something cool, I just change the floor.
There you go. Yeah, because like I think where's the area that you usually do like your game for like colors and stuff?
Oh yeah, that's back here.
Oh,
My
there it
color
is.
game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Yeah,
What
we
is
may
this
do
X
that
over
next.
here?
That is the bottom of my obby. So if you look way up in the sky
Oh,
over
let's see
there,
here.
on the right,
Why am I not
once
seeing
you
it?
go all the way up the once you go all the way up the obby, it's behind
Oh,
the
that's why.
Starbucks. Yeah. But you get all the way to the top and then you can soar down. And this is the end. I was gonna make an actual
Nice.
obstacle course in the air, but I ran out of creativity.
Fair enough.
So you just get to use your wings.
Ooh,
Um, this is my Airbnb over here in this area.
the
There's 2
Airbnb.
rooms. They kind of look very similar to the ones over in the Starbucks.
Actually, but they are very cozy. Like the Starbucks was more like you said, kind of barista style. This is more. I could stay here for a visit.
Yeah, exactly. And then they all exit out to my little fishing hole where my trees are, and there's a gazebo back here.
Oh, I like the gazebo. Oh, yeah, this is the one that's in your intro.
Yeah.
I like
uh,
this. Very
I
cool.
love when water went into the game. I had so much fun with it.
Secret is there's nothing underneath the water. There's blocks.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, I found one of your blocks.
Yeah. It's our hiding spot.
Oops, spoiler alert.
Yeah, and then other than the obby, there's really not much to see. It's pretty. Oh, there's a hiding spot underneath. Let's see. You have fly, right?
Nope.
Oh, my bad.
No worries. Let me
I'm
just, I
so
guess,
used to
climb my
having
way
it.
up. I know, right? Where are we going? I'm
We're
a tough.
going over here
Oh,
underneath this big ash tree where these my storage area is.
nice.
The storage area used to be bigger, but then I moved everything into like I
Oh,
moved each chest by its craft station. But yeah, this is my little hiding space down here.
aw, that's so quaint. Where does
Kind
this
of
one
reminds me
go?
of
Oh, nowhere.
Bell's Library. Nowhere. It's like a book, in a bookstore.
Oh,
They
the
have to
book.
keep the
Yeah,
top shelf.
that's
Mhm.
right. How do you get to the? You gotta go up the ladder. And okay, let me get this
Yep.
top one right here.
Yep.
This is awesome.
It's supposed to emulate that it would slide, but this is what we have to work with.
Hey, that's for the imagination. But no, this
Yeah.
is an amazing island. Thank you so much for letting me have the opportunity to kind of check this out. Because as you said, it's like you get to look at everybody else's island, and people get to go on yours, but there isn't really so much of people getting to look at yours too much unless they're going on your live stream and just venturing around.
Right. And people do come on my island all the time. Like, oh, can I look around, please? Oh, can I steal this idea? Take it. Yeah.
Well, this is
But yeah.
awesome. I thank you so much for doing this. And I mean, is there any questions that I could have asked that I didn't that you would have wanted me to ask, and how would you have answered?
You know what? There was just one. I thought it would be fun for people to know, like, what's my daily routine like.
Sure.
Um, so like I usually get into work, like, make my way to my desk at my house around 8 a.m. But before that, I have animals, so I have to take my dog out and feed my cats but then make a coffee or a chai and then I start reading through DMs and pings and I'll check in with the mods, um, check to see if there's any open tickets. And at that point it's 9 a.m. and then usually I have a standing meeting for one of the other projects I manage.
Hmm.
But then after that, um, I jump in and I run through bugs and suggestions, and then I finally pop into chat. So if people are wondering, like, where's Ash? That's usually what I'm doing in the morning.
Hey, that's quite the
but then after,
routine.
yeah, but after that, then it kind of depends on the day of the week. Mondays this happens, Tuesdays that happens, that kind of thing.
And then there's update days where it's like, okay, what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
yeah, and we've tried to keep those to Fridays.
Hmm.
Um, and I kind of can we update after my live stream? That way I don't have to stress about like canceling it or postponing it.
And what's been the general feedback on that request?
They try,
They
really
try.
do. And I well, and honestly, I think eventually DV's gonna probably go back to live streaming regularly, and he usually live streams on Fridays too,
Hmm.
which is why I go at 1 o'clock so that we don't overlap with each other. And I have a hard stop. We're done at 2, so you don't miss DV's stream.
Right. No, and I think that's a very good point because I've heard from many like they miss those live streams of DV just because of again, we're all fans of him. He's such a great personality. He's such a great person, and just overall, when he gets in this trolling nature, we all laugh along the way, and we pray to God he's not doing it to us.
Yeah, I mean, like he was doing it to all of you, and I banned him, so that
That's
was fun.
you know what? When I saw that happening, and found out it was him messing with people just AFKing, I was like, that was one of the times where it was the rare in the beginning where I had my alts in a private server, and I was like, oh my goodness, thank God they were in a private server this time.
I think
But
on April Fool's I might have to run around with that weapon
oh,
just to
that would be
mess with people.
awesome. That I think it would just
That
be
would be
cool
the
to
only
see
time I
that.
do it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, again, I really appreciate you giving me this opportunity to interview you and let everybody see just how amazing that you are. And again, thank you from the community for all that you do. We really appreciate the hard work you put in. It does not go unnoticed, that's for sure.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, and this was fun.
Well, I'm glad you had fun because I'm hoping to be able to get more people to do this in the future, and I'm not sure how frequent will happen, but this has been a great kickoff, and that's a huge thanks to you because could not think of a better person to start off with. So again, for me personally, that's a thank you.
Oh well, you're welcome.
But with
I
that
hope
being
it goes well.
said, yeah, thank you. But with that being said, I will go ahead and sign off as always. Everyone, I hope you have a good morning, good day, good night, and God bless, and I hope you enjoy this talk show. See ya.